"We don't want to see your face at her graduation," my mother snapped over Zoom, her voice slicing through the static like a blade. I didn't flinch, I simply replied, "Then you'll never see my money again." As I spoke, I was already logging in, canceling the tuition plan, freezing the credit cards they'd been using behind my back. Chloe would still walk the stage. But I walked away, for good. The call had started like any other awkward family Zoom, forced smiles, surface-level updates, but it turned cold the moment I asked about graduation plans. "Don't even bother showing up," my mom said. "It's not about you, it's her day." I sat still, coffee in hand, the morning light warm behind me, but inside, everything froze. Chloe didn't say a word, just smirked in her little square on the screen. She didn't have to speak, her silence was the point. I scanned the gallery of faces, my parents, aunts, cousins, even Uncle Mark, who only shows up when food's involved. Not one person spoke up, not one blinked. "That's it?" I asked, "after everything I've done?" "We're not doing this," my mom snapped. "This is Chloe's moment, don't ruin it." Ruin it, right, like I hadn't paid for it. 4 years of tuition, every semester, every book, every damn rent check when the dorms weren't aesthetic enough. The scholarship covered half, the other half, me. And now, I was a problem, a source of tension, according to Chloe's group text last week, after I dared to ask her to check in once in a while, maybe say thanks. So I logged in. Bank account. Cancel tuition autopay. Click. I leaned in, calm. If that's how it is, I'm done. Credit cards, tuition, groceries, all of it. You're adults, start acting like it. I didn't wait for a response. I clicked leave meeting. 5 seconds later, my phone buzzed. "Dad, don't do anything stupid, she's your sister." "Chloe, thanks for making it all about you, again." I turned off my phone and dumped the cold coffee down the sink. My hand didn't shake. That June, Chloe walked the stage, cap, gown, smile. I wasn't there. For the first time, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. I wish I could say that Zoom call was the beginning. It wasn't. It started years ago, quiet, slow, corrosive. Back when I got my first real job out of college, I was 24, wide-eyed, and too eager to please. A week in, my mom called. "So proud of you. Also, your sister's tuition bill came, just until we figure things out?" I said yes, of course I did. That one favor became 4 years of tuition, rent, books, and emergencies, which somehow always meant designer bags, concert tickets, or a mental health weekend in Miami. Chloe never said thank you. My parents did, at first, then it became expected. "You make more than we ever did," Dad said. "You don't have kids," Mom added. "Besides, Chloe's going places, be proud." Proud? Of the sister who once called me a boring loser for not paying for her friend's dinner? Of the girl who never worked a single shift because I picked up every tab? Still, I kept paying, because part of me believed if I gave enough, they'd see me as family. But I wasn't family, I was a wallet. And they weren't even subtle. Christmas, 2 years ago, Chloe opened the MacBook Air I bought her. "I wanted the Pro," she said. "This one's kind of basic." Mom said nothing. Dad laughed. "Maybe next year." Then came the message I wasn't supposed to see, my mom texting my aunt. "He's such a control freak about money, you'd think he was Jeff Bezos, but hey, if he's dumb enough to keep paying." That message lived in my head like poison. But the real break came late one rainy Thursday, midnight. A call from the bank. "Mr. Hamilton, we're seeing unusual activity, $3,700 at luxury retailers, card ending in 7024. That card was supposed to be gone, years ago. I gave it to my mom for groceries, I'd forgotten it. They hadn't. Bracelet, handbag, Yeezys. I froze the account and called the next morning. Her response? Laughter. "You're being dramatic," she said. "It was just a few things Chloe needed for graduation, don't ruin the surprise." "Needed?" I said. "You mean stole." That word landed like a slap. "You've always been uptight," she snapped, "acting like the world owes you something just because you write a few checks." "I didn't write a check," I said. "You took it, behind my back." She hung up. I checked the rest of my accounts. 3 cards, all maxed out, all in my name, all tied to my credit. All used by my family. That night, I sat at my desk, staring at Chloe's name on my phone. I didn't call. I canceled her final semester instead. And for the first time, I felt nothing. No guilt. No rage. Just silence. The kind that comes when you finally stop hoping. The emails came first. Subject, urgent, payment declined. Then the texts, 3 from Chloe. Hey, did the payment not go through? Are you messing with my account? Mom chimed in a few hours later. You're being a baby, just fix it, just fix it. Fix it, of course, that was always my job, wasn't it? The fixer. The one who worked 60-hour weeks so Chloe could strut around campus in Chanel. The one who made sure my parents' mortgage somehow stayed paid, despite their retirement income covering barely half the bills. But not anymore. Not after the stolen credit cards. Not after the group chat I accidentally saw, where Chloe called me our family's sad little cash cow, and definitely not after my mom called and barked, reinstate the tuition plan, this isn't the time for one of your moods. I told her, calm as ever, you told me not to come to graduation, so I won't, and neither will my money. Then I hung up. I expected screaming, threats, guilt trips. What I got was silence. Because they thought I was bluffing. They always thought I was bluffing. But not this time. 3 weeks later, Mom called a family Zoom, labeled it urgent family discussion, which, in our household, meant one of two things. Someone died. I was about to get ambushed. Guess which one it was? I almost didn't join, but some morbid curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to see their faces, one last time. So I logged in. There they were. The usual suspects. Chloe, pout perfected, in her pink hoodie. Mom, silk robe and coffee in hand like she was hosting brunch. Dad, scrolling on mute, half present as always. You really need to fix this, Mom began, skipping greetings. Fix what? I asked. Her graduation's in 2 weeks, she said, like it was breaking news. She's walking. You not being there would be a disgrace. I blinked. You told me not to come. I was upset. She waved off. Heat of the moment. Chloe cut in. I said it. I meant it. I don't want you there. Then added, but I do need the final payment for my capstone. They said I can't walk without it. I stared at the screen like it was some sick reality show. So you don't want me there, but you do want my money? Chloe folded her arms. This isn't about you. It's about me finishing college. The college I paid for, I said. Every class, every book, every overpriced smoothie, every Uber, every rent check, all of it. Don't be dramatic, Mom snapped. I smiled, tight. You stole from me, you both did. You maxed out my cards, lied, mocked me behind my back, and now you want to play family again? Dad looked up. Let's not blow this out of proportion. I laughed, short and bitter. Oh, I'm being measured. Let me show you. I clicked share screen. A folder titled Receipts. Bank statements, screenshots, charges to Chloe's name, shipping addresses matching Mom's, her Apple ID, the works. I was going to let it go, I said, just walk away, but then you tried to flip it, make me the villain. Mom looked like she'd swallowed glass. Dad stared blankly. Chloe rolled her eyes. This is so petty. Petty? I echoed. This is felony-level theft. I talked to my lawyer. There could be charges. You wouldn't dare, Mom hissed. I smiled, opened another file, audio_recording, MPP3. Their voices played over the speakers, Mom and Chloe laughing about milking me dry before he gets married. When it ended, the Zoom was dead silent. You recorded us? Mom whispered. You stole from me, I said. Chloe scoffed. You always think you're better than us, just because you live in that depressing apartment and have some stupid job. You're right, I said. I do think I'm better than people who steal and call it love, who lie to my face and laugh behind my back. Dad unmuted. Enough, you're tearing the family apart. No, I said, standing, you did that. I'm just finally stepping away. I stared at the camera. Here's what's going to happen. I'm not coming to graduation. I'm not paying another cent. I've canceled every credit card, revoked every login, the Spotify, the Netflix, the grocery delivery, all gone. You were leeching off my accounts. Not anymore. Chloe opened her mouth, then shut it. You're bluffing, Mom said faintly. I held up my phone. Bank says otherwise. Oh, and I reported the card stolen. The only reason Chloe doesn't have a criminal record yet is because I'm tired, not cruel. Chloe cried. Real tears? Who knows? I didn't care. You'll regret this, Mom whispered. You'll be alone. I already was, I said, but now I'm alone on my own terms. Then I ended the call, not just the Zoom. Everything. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I was sad, but because I couldn't stop smiling. For the first time in years, I felt weightless, like I'd been carrying 3 adults on my back and finally let them fall. Silence followed, 3 days, no calls, no apologies, nothing. Then the storm hit. An unhinged email from Mom, "You're being cruel." She accused me of sabotaging Chloe's future, of dishonoring the family, of being poisoned by Western selfishness. Then came the texts from relatives I hadn't heard from in years. "She's still your sister, it's just money, we're disappointed in how you handled this." None of them messaged when I was footing every bill. I didn't reply, I was busy moving into my new apartment. Sunlight, white walls, hardwood floors, no ghosts. I bought a plant. I named it Boundaries. Only one text made me pause. Unknown number. I missed the deadline. I can't walk. You ruined everything, Chloe. I stared at it, then typed, I didn't ruin anything, I just stopped funding your fantasy, blocked. A week later, my university called. Someone tried to impersonate me to reactivate the tuition plan. It was Chloe. She forged my signature, badly. I laughed so hard I had to pull over. That's when I realized, this wasn't just entitlement. It was addiction. They were addicted to my money, to me, as a resource. But that version of me, the one who never said no, was gone. Graduation came and went. Chloe didn't walk, she sat in the crowd, pretending it didn't matter. My aunt posted photos anyway, captioned, "So proud of Chloe, she's a graduate in our eyes." The system failed her. The system didn't fail her. She just couldn't scam it anymore. A week later, Dad showed up at my building. "I just want to talk," he said. I let him in. He hovered near the window, hands in his pockets like he expected the apartment to explode. "Your mother's furious," he said. "She says you shamed us." "I did what I had to do." He sighed. "You didn't have to go nuclear." I smiled. That was me being calm. He looked at me for a long moment. Then he said something I never expected. "She used you, Chloe did too, and we let it happen." I blinked. "You knew?" He nodded, shame written across his face. I didn't want to admit it, but yeah, we got comfortable. "You always handled things. It was easier." "And now?" "Now it's quiet." He exhaled, looking older than I remembered. "Chloe's spiraling. Your mom's pretending everything's fine, but it's not." He met my eyes again, softer this time. "Come back, just to talk." I shook my head. I already did. 4 years, no one listened. So now they can listen to silence. He sighed. "You've changed." And he was right. I had. But the real closure came 2 months later, from the last place I expected. A LinkedIn message from someone I didn't know. "Hi, you don't know me, but I was Chloe's college roommate. I needed to tell you something." I clicked it open. "I used to hear the way she talked about you, called you her walking wallet. It made me sick, but after what you did, cutting them off, standing your ground, you inspired me. I cut ties with my own toxic family last week. So thank you. Thank you for showing people like me it's okay to walk away." I read it twice. And then I sat back, heart pounding. I hadn't just saved myself. I'd lit a torch in the dark for someone else. 4 years, I thought loyalty meant sacrifice. That family always came first. That love meant giving until there was nothing left, even if it bled you dry. But not anymore. Not after everything. Not after I realized they didn't see me as a brother or a son, just a bank account that never declined. So here's what I know now. I don't owe anyone anything just because we share DNA. That truth would have terrified the old me, the version who swallowed every insult, paid every bill, clung to the hope that maybe one day, they'd love me the way I loved them. But that version of me? He died the day my mother told me I wasn't welcome at my own sister's graduation, then demanded I pay for it anyway. He died the day I learned they'd stolen from me, not just money, but trust, dignity, and years of my life. He died the day I opened that Zoom call, looked them in the eyes, and finally said no. And in his place? Someone new. Someone who doesn't flinch when they're called selfish. Someone who understands the difference between help and exploitation. Someone who knows that love without respect is just manipulation with better PR. Because real family doesn't steal from you and call it love. Real family doesn't gaslight you into silence, then beg for grace when the silence becomes permanent. It's been 6 months. I haven't spoken to Chloe. She didn't graduate. She's back at my parents' house, sulking and blaming everyone but herself. My mom still sends the occasional guilt-drenched email, "We're still your family," or "We miss your help with groceries." I delete them unread. My dad never reached out again. Maybe he's ashamed. Maybe he finally understands silence can be a boundary too. They made their choices. And I made mine. Now, my life is quiet. Smaller. Lighter. No more guilt. No more forced smiles. No more calculating if standing up for myself is worth it. I've lived the fallout. I survived it. And I'm thriving. Last weekend, I was at a bookstore, just wandering, not looking for anything. Then I overheard a girl in her 20s talking to a friend in the self-help aisle. "My parents say I owe them everything because they paid for college. Now they treat me like a maid," she said. "I don't know what to do." Her friend didn't know what to say. But I did. I stepped closer and said gently, "You don't owe anyone your peace, especially not people who trade love for obedience." She blinked, surprised. "Sorry," I added, "I've been there. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. Sometimes it makes you the hero of your own story." She stared at me for a second. Then quietly said, "Thanks." And I walked away. Here's what they never tell you. The world doesn't end when you walk away from a toxic family. It begins. You start building something new. Something real. A life where love isn't a transaction. Where respect is mutual, not earned through sacrifice. Where your peace isn't up for negotiation. I'm building that life now. And if you're reading this, if you've ever been the family ATM, the fixer, the one who gave everything while they gave nothing, hear me clearly. You are not cruel for walking away. You are not broken for setting boundaries. You are not selfish for choosing peace. Let them call you heartless. Let them stew in the silence they earned. And you? You walk forward. Like I did.